Hey gamers, Maniac here with GameAccess.net doing another video where we show you what's in the box. Now, I'm familiar with the Dot Hack franchise ever since the early aughts. I basically grew up watching G4 back when it was a good station. And I remembered, and I can't be certain exactly which show it was. It certainly wasn't X-Play, because I went through every episode of X-Play that showed this stuff, so it definitely wasn't that show. And I found out about a PlayStation 2 series called Dot Hack. And it was a series of episodic games released for the PlayStation 2. I thought the reviews were awesome. Something about either the art style, the game mechanics, I don't know exactly what it was about Dot Hack that interested me, but something did. When I finally found out about Dot Hack, I actually became interested. The problem was, I didn't own a PlayStation 2 at the time. I was a PC user. You're going to find that a lot from me. And specifically, by the time that I did eventually get a PlayStation 2 and could afford to buy copies of the game, they were all gone. And the resale market on those things were, and they still are, expensive. So I'm hoping that Bandai Namco or whoever, CyberConnect 2 or whoever it is that's basically working on those games or worked on those games, decide to re-release them. I finally got my hands on an actual Dot Hack game when Bandai Namco re-released Dot Hack GU series as a Blu-ray for the PlayStation 4. You guys have seen my unboxing of that. I've actually been playing it. I haven't finished it yet as of the time of this recording. But I have been enjoying every second of playing it. It's a great game. It seems like a great series and a great franchise. So much so that I've actually become interested in trying to get my hands on whatever Dot Hack stuff so I can learn more about the Dot Hack franchise in general. Now, I can't get the PS2 games anymore because, again, the resale market is way above my price on the PlayStation 2, and I don't have anything that can run PlayStation 2 games anymore. My PS3 broke, so there you go. But I started doing my research as to what else was available, what else was out there. And I started doing a search on Amazon for Dot Hack stuff, which is not easy. Let me tell you something. For those of you who may be interested in the Dot Hack franchise, or I should say starting to get interested in the Dot Hack franchise, it is tough to Google search Dot Hack. Because I don't know if it's because of the different pronunciations. It's pronounced Dot Hack, but it's spelled period H-A-C-K, you know, backslash or forward slash, you know, slash basically. That's when you're Google searching things like that, especially when you're Google searching G4 review or something like that, Google basically commits suicide. It basically starts giving you anything, maybe like one link that might be relevant, but the rest would be just other material that isn't relevant, basically. And so that's unfortunate. It's been a bit tougher for me to find this information. Most of the stuff that I could find, at least for valid data about this, or the easiest searches I could find, were from Wikipedia of all places. And I take that information with a grain of salt. But at the very least, it can tell me what products are out, what products are available. And so with that in mind, and trying to work my way through Amazon as best I can, I started looking for Dot Hack material that might still be for sale. And I lucked out. I lucked out because Dot Hack, before it became a gaming franchise, it was also an anime. And it was a manga. Now, thankfully, I don't know if Funimation was responsible for this. I don't know if Crunchyroll was responsible for this. I don't know who was responsible for this. But a lot of the original Dot Hack anime has been re-released on DVD and Blu-ray. And I got my hand on some of this stuff for pretty reasonable prices. So this is kind of a slash between what's the value of these discs, what you should get your hands on, how you should get your hands on them, and what the cost could be for you. First off, we're not going to talk about any of the video games right now. As far as I'm concerned, the only video game to pick up for right now that you can probably pick up is GU, Dot Hack GU for the PlayStation 4. That currently can be in the market for somewhere between $35 and $50. It's also available on the PC for Steam. Your price may vary depending on Steam deals. But that all aside, what if you're interested in the anime? What should you get? What should you look for? And what's on sale? So first off, I want to say you should all start your collection here. Dot Hack Sign on DVD. I think I paid $25 for this. And I know that's a bit expensive for a DVD, but you got to take into account that this is actually a DVD box set. It includes, gosh, I lost track of how many episodes were actually in this. But this includes basically the entire series of Dot Hack Sign, which is, I think, around 25 episodes or so. It also includes the 2 OVAs, so that's on the box set as well. As far as I know, I think this is like a 5-disc set. For $25 for a 5-disc set, I think is a pretty darn good deal. Now, you're probably going to want to get this on DVD. As far as I know, and probably as of any re-release of this series is probably going to be on DVD, given when it was made. I don't think that this series is going to be compatible with high definition. I'm pretty certain that this was made for, you know, home video, videotape, that sort of thing, and television. So given when it was made and probably with what it was done, the best you'd probably be able to do with this would be a DVD release. So definitely, if you want to start with Dot Hack, I looked up every bit of information I could about the franchise, about the timeline. Start with this one, Dot Hack Sign. Now, there's one other thing I'm going to show you. This is not something you're going to want to pick up. I picked this up because I got a really good deal on it. So this was the 2nd-disc series that I picked up. This is Dot Hack / Quantum. On Blu-ray, it's also a DVD, so it's like a combo disc. I don't know if this actually is a DVD by itself, but it's got the DVD and the Blu-ray included in it. As far as I could tell with all the research that I've done, at least in the United States, this is the only Dot Hack that has been released on Blu-ray. No other Dot Hack franchise, series, anything has been released on Blu-ray, at least not individually, and at least not in the U.S. As far as I know, with the exclusion of the Dot Hack movie, which was again only released in Japan for like the Dot Hack fighting game, this was the last Dot Hack thing produced. So again, it does make sense. The timeline does add up. This would have been made in high definition. This would have been made last. It's also the cheapest Dot Hack program that I found on Amazon. It went for like $13 change or something like that, which was pretty reasonable. So I picked up the very first and I picked up the very last item, essentially, for Dot Hack. I have to admit, I did go on a bit of a buying spree after this. I kind of wanted to basically use these 2 items to basically dip my foot into what is essentially the Dot Hack anime series, because I want to own these discs. I'm going to have some more unboxings, some more packages, and I'm going to have some more Dot Hack stuff that I'm going to cut in after this that are basically on its way. So probably when you see the cut of this, I'll be going to my next package. So stay tuned. Hey, I'm back. And as far as you guys know, this was an instantaneous moment, even though it's been a few days since the last time I did this recording. I got another package in. This one's took a bit differently because this one's a bit of a long story in just obtaining it. What I basically got here is another piece of the Dot Hack puzzle, if you will. Let's open it up. Dot Hack Roots on DVD. Now, Dot Hack Roots takes place in the just before Dot Hack GU, specifically just before the Dot Hack.GU games. So anybody interested in Dot Hack GU, or if anyone's playing Dot Hack GU, might be interested in some of the characters that appear in it. This fleshes out their backstory a bit. I haven't seen it yet. I am playing Dot Hack GU, so as far as I could tell and do most of the reviews that I've been watching, you don't need to watch this, but if you are interested in learning more about that, this is definitely something to pick up. The problem is that this was a bit difficult to obtain for one very interesting reason. When I tried to find this on Amazon when I was doing a purchasing kick of other Dot Hack DVDs and Blu-rays, as you saw in my previous segment, for some reason Amazon.com listed this as you must be an Amazon Prime member. That is in order to make the purchase, in order to purchase this at all. And that is just utter horse shit. Ironically enough, after I actually had to get a friend and I had to reimburse them actually, who had an Amazon Prime account. And I had to reimburse them just to get this, just so I could get this. My other option would have been, and the only other retailer, online retailer that was selling it, and I almost actually purchased through them. If I didn't have this friend, I would have done this. Was to basically purchase it off Walmart.com. I would have done that. Amazon, I was not going to sign up for Prime for this. I would have gone to one of your competitors. And ironically enough, after I purchased this, I believe, and the last time I checked as of recording this video, this has been taken off Prime only. So non-Prime users can purchase this. Although if I'm wrong, and this may be a region thing, I don't know. Check your region. I don't know if they're gonna make this region locked again or Prime locked again. I don't know. But but Walmart.com did have this for a pretty decent price as of the time of this recording. So who knows? Before we go any bit further, for the next time, I've already planning out my next lot of purchases for the next segment. Hey again, and we're back, and I've got the last two components of my .hack anime buying binge right here in this box. And before I do that, I was going through my footage, and I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that cost of .hack roots. I didn't mention this. When I bought this, again, this was purchased through Amazon Prime. It was about $17 change US, maybe around $17.33 or so, give or take. I can't factor shipping into this because, of course, this was purchased on an Amazon Prime account, and so shipping wasn't a cost. So just keep that in mind. The last two things I did purchase through regular Amazon, not through Prime. I used my regular account. And these are basically the last two anime that were available in the United States in the .hack series. And there's certainly, at least one of these is definitely something you should pick up. The first is the .hack Legend of the Twilight series on DVD. This takes place after .hack Sign in the timeline. So it would go .hack Sign and then Legend of the Twilight. In fact, actually, if you look really closely in the back, there's actually a really handy timeline, actually, of .hack Quantum, and the video games are not included on that timeline. But, yeah, so this is .hack Twilight, Legend of the Twilight. This is, this takes place, I think this takes place after the events of the .hack PS2 games. I can't remember now off the top of my head. I may just post a comment below once I get my timeline information down. This was based on a Legend of the Twilight manga series. I believe this is canon and the manga is no longer canon. But yeah, this is definitely, if you're interested in .hack and you like .hack Sign, this is definitely a DVD that you want to pick up. The next takes place before .hack Quantum and after .hack Roots. This is the last available DVD that is available in the US. This is .hack GU Trilogy. This is a movie in 3 parts. This is an adaptation of film, basically a movie adaptation of the .hack GU video games. As far as I know, this is not in continuity, but the games are. This is just an adaptation of the games. This is also on DVD. It's actually, as you can see here, this is listed at the very end of the timeline. But again, Quantum and some other stuff that I'm going to talk about in just a minute or two also is listed. Is not listed on here, so I just want to make that. I just want to make that clear. It does come with a couple of special features like parody mode, promotional videos, a making of TV program, trailers, and stuff like that. So it's certainly an interesting DVD to pick up, even if you have the games. Now, the only reason that I picked this up off the top of my head is, well, I'm kind of a completionist right now, but also for the fact that it was only 19 bucks. Again, you're probably going to want to pick up the other series first before you want to pick this up. But if I purchase this along with that, that put me over the free shipping mark, because Amazon right now has got, I think it was free shipping, anything over $25. So since Legend of the Twilight was a $20 DVD, I needed something on the list, and I figured why not just buy the GU trilogy? It's the last thing. So now I pretty much got the entire .hack anime series. There are a couple of comments I just want to make really quickly. This is not subtitled. I'm sorry, this is subtitled. This is subtitled only. There's no dub. From what I could tell, at least from some of these movies actually are both dubbed and subbed. This one is both dubbed and subbed. This one is also both dubbed and subbed. Yep. So a lot of these are, but the GU for some reason is dub only. I'm sorry, is sub only. Yeah, this one's both dubbed and subbed too. So I kind of thought that was a little interesting. And what about this one? This is both dubbed and subbed in surround sound. So the GU trilogy is the only one that is sub only. Don't know how I feel about that, but since most of these movies are all already available on services like Crunchyroll, where they are sub only, my guess is that they just didn't have the time or the money basically to do an English voiceover for it. Okay, so why did I say my final thoughts about it? There are at least 2 or 3 other dot hack items that are not available in the United States and were Japan only. Dot hack the movie specifically is not available here. I have to import that. In order to import that, I have to import a Japanese only PlayStation 3 game in order to get that. So unfortunately, I'd like to see Dot Hack the movie here, but it's not currently available, and I don't know why. From what I heard, the movie is actually decent. My guess is that they haven't even subbed it yet, so who knows? Dot Hack Link, a PSP game, and I actually have a PSP. I actually like the PSP. I loved my PSP. I was one of the first PSP adopters, and I freaking loved it. But unfortunately, that also is not available in the U.S. I would have to import a Japanese only PSP, and I'd have to. So it's kind of tough to do that. And there, like I said, there's also a Dot Hack fighting game that was included with the. That's just not, yeah. The Dot Hack fighting game was included with it. So again, I can't get my hands on that either. I'd have to import a Japanese PS3 also. So that's gonna be fun. So I'm hoping Funimation. I know you're watching this. You re-release these games. You re-release these movies, and I'm grateful for it. I think you guys have the Dot Hack license here. Please, 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 please consider re-releasing some of the newer animations. Second thing, we still do not have, like I said, Dot Hack Link and Dot Hack the Dot Hack fighting game are still not available in the United States under any circumstances. I guess Bandai Namco is currently responsible for the United States distribution of this, and they just sold, they just re-released GU here, which I'm grateful for that. Please consider Bandai Namco re-releasing or porting those games over. I'll play them on the PS4. I'll play, that'd be great. Please consider bringing those over. And I'm hoping, and I think that Bandai Namco was looking very closely at this. If these games sell and if these movies sell, they will release more of them, or they will re-release more of them. So that would be certainly great. And one final thing, the original 4 PlayStation 2 only games, the Dot Hack, the original Dot Hack Infection, basically the games that took place after Dot Hack Sign, that were PlayStation 4. That were PlayStation 2 only. By the way, anybody who's watching this, I know you guys are Dot Hack fans. Any longtime Dot Hack fans that are watching this that have all 4 of the original PlayStation 2 games that got new sealed back in the day, I envy you. I completely envy you. I'd like to see. There was also an anime series that was included with those discs. I think each disc had its own series, had its own DVD included with it. I would love to get my hands on those again. I'm sure if Bandai Namco would like to re-release as a combined port of all those PS2 Dot Hack games on the PlayStation 4 and include those those movies as like an extra included on the disc, we know the Blu-ray can handle it. Please, please do. I think right now that from what I had seen online, and again, these are just rumors, but I have heard several people basically say that Namco is looking very closely at these games, specifically how GU sells, and that the chances of anything getting ported next, it would be the PlayStation 2 games. I think they did a phenomenal, and I can't stress this enough, I think they did a phenomenal job porting GU. I'm not kidding. I have seen bad ports. Insert Silent Hill HD joke here. GU is not a bad port. GU is a fantastic port on the PlayStation 4. It is a great, great, great game, great remaster. I love it on the PlayStation 4. Please have whatever team did it, do it for the PS2 games. I will pick it up day 1, day 2, I will pick it up. I promise you guys. Final thoughts, why did I do all this? Why, like I said, these movies are available on Crunchyroll. I could watch them on Crunchyroll if I want to. Even with ads, I could watch them on Crunchyroll for free. Or Funimation app for free on my PlayStation 4 or on my iPhone or something like that, or on my Apple TV. The Crunchyroll app is available. There's one really good reason. I wanted Funimation, I wanted Bandai Namco to know that these series are still beloved by fans. I wanted people to know that. I wanted people to, I wanted the companies that are responsible for distributing these movies and these games to know that there is a market for them in the United States and to make more available. As I said, there are games that were released here that are no longer available. They fetch exorbitant prices in the U.S. That tells you how popular they are, or how in demand they are, or they should. Basic what's the word? Basic capitalism would tell you that. I would love to see the anime ported over. I'm sure that if Funimation has the rights to re-release or to bring over Dot Hack the movie, I wanted to encourage them to do so. I'm also really happy with these re-releases. I did some research online to see, because again, a lot of these DVD releases date back to like 2015 or so, which is probably when Funimation got the rights to distribute them. In comparison to, let's say, for example, the Dot Hack Sign's original release was, I think, in like 6 or 7 DVDs sold separately. Here they are, all 25 episodes and the 3 OVAs or so on one box set. So I really do appreciate that. So you've got my business. And for, like I said, a reasonable price. If anybody wants to pick these up, start with Dot Hack Sign, $25 on Amazon. See how you like it. If you don't know if you're going to like it or not, get the Crunchyroll app on any platform, basically, except for the Samsung television. Apparently, Crunchyroll and Funimation are not on Samsung TV right now. I don't know why. Samsung, get on that. So, yeah. One other thing, though. I just want to say something humbly from the bottom of my heart. There is a YouTube channel called Young Ye. He's been talking about the Star Wars Battlefront 2 games and the fiasco that's been going on with that. I posted a comment on his recent video, and I said that how I felt about Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I said, look, my copy was given to me for free, sealed. I bought a PS4, I bought a new PS4 just before Christmas, and when I made the purchase, the guy literally just pulled what was literally dozens of unsold copies off the shelf of the game and handed it to me and said, here, it's free, it's on the house. There was no risk for me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take it. It got to that point where the word of mouth on that game was just so vile and so bad and so negative that they were giving the game away. And I decided, like, okay, by that point I had it, I set up my PlayStation and everything. I was like, okay, the microtransactions were removed, so I figured there's nothing to lose. I popped the game in, installed it, I patched it, finished the single player game quickly. Occasionally I pop back in to either update the game or to just, when the expansion came out, I played that, and that was basically it. And as of, I think it was a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, it was basically when God of War came out. The microtransactions were put back in, and I deleted the game. I deleted Battlefront. And the reason why I basically said I deleted Battlefront was because I intentionally wanted to free up space on my PlayStation 4 for what I considered more deserving games like God of War and a game called Dot Hack GU. And when I posted that story, which I just told you, people from three people commented, replied, saying, "You, sir, Hack GU, you say? You, sir, are a man of taste. To those people, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart.